This episode is sponsored by Pour Osos Vodka, the vodka that somehow tastes like someone filtered rubbing alcohol through wet cardboard. I'll be honest, Costco's Kirkland brand vodka probably does a better job, and for half the price. But hey, if you're into bad decisions and even worse mornings, give Pour Osos a shot. Cheers to that, I guess.
Motherfucker, you a lie, motherfucker, you a hack, motherfucker, you a crime, motherfucker, on God. I piss on your pops, I shit on your mama, and bust at your fraud. Fuck your family, your squad, and your plot, and your feelings, and fuck your facade. Scientology fella, I'm about to follow up and send that motherfucker to the Lord.
Thanks for coming, Albert. So glad to have you. You're my second guest after my very good and personal friend, Liam Gallagher, singer of Oasis.
Honestly, I don't know why the fuck I'm here. My publicist said this would be a good look, but it feels like I'm being forced to do something I don't want to do. I'm really uncomfortable.
Albert, don't be so nervous. You're only here because I tricked you into signing that contract. After that stunt you pulled with Mr. Crackery Amico, I've just been dying to speak with you. I thought let me pull an Ari, but, legally.
Oh, Lily, I watched the podcast you did on me and your mom's house. You called me a fat, drunk hack who's never had an original thought in his life. What the fuck is that about? And now you're dragging Crack Amico into this? How the hell is that my fault?
Well, Bert, if it quacks like a duck and drinks like one too, your whole brand is being a frat boy in middle age. It's like an eternal midlife crisis, but with corporate sponsors. Speaking of crack, you know what you did. You had a chance to work with someone genuinely creative and exciting, but you torpedoed it because God forbid someone else shares the spotlight or takes a jab at you.
People love my stories. I make people laugh. Isn't that what comedy's supposed to fucking be about? And yeah, maybe I didn't want to share the spotlight with someone who spends all their time tearing me down. Can you fucking blame me?
Sure, Bert. If comedy is about recycling the same 5 worn-out anecdotes until even your drunk-ass fans know the punchlines by heart, and let's be honest, that machine story, decent the first 300 times. Also, I could blame you. Reneging on something you said you would do is pretty bullshit. Should have leaned into the situation to show you can take a joke. Bringing crack to some of the shows would have helped your image, but you doubled down on being gay.
Jesus fucking Christ. It's like you've been waiting your whole life to tear me apart.
Not my whole life, Bert. Just since the first time I had to sit through your machine story and wondered how anyone let it get this far.
Why am I still here? Seriously, what do you even want from me?
Honestly, Bert, I want to know how you've gotten away with doing the same act for 20 years. Is it hypnotism? Blackmail? I need to know. Did Jay Moore kill an escort?
People love what I do. I bring the fucking fun. Fuck. I'm the guy who turns any room into a party. Without me, the whole goddamn industry would be a snooze fest. They're just a bunch of sad, boring assholes pretending they're philosophers. Seriously, what is the point to all this? Are you just trying to fuck with me like that Matin kid? You know he's not 17, right? I know because Tim Dillon tried to fuck him. Fuck, please cut that.
Oh, there's a point, Bert. The point is that mediocrity wrapped in a Hawaiian shirt shouldn't pass for comedy. You're not a bad guy. Just lazy as hell when it comes to the actual comedy.
At least I'm not a pretentious prick like you. And honestly, I'd rather be loud and sloppy than sit on some imaginary high horse pretending I'm changing the comedy world. My fans know I'm real. What you see is what you get.
Sure, I'm pretentious, but at least I have standards. You're the comedy equivalent of cargo shorts. Functional, comfortable, but the moment anyone pays attention, they realize how ridiculous they are.
Fuck me. You're just like my cunt wife. You're like a dog with a bone. Have you ever heard of letting up?
Letting up isn't in my vocabulary, Bert. Much like parenting isn't in yours.
Fuck you, Lily. You think you're better than me?
Not better. Maybe just less drunk. Probably more stoned. A better father who just doesn't only contribute money, but that's probably more because I have a vagina.
This is fucking exhausting. Are you done yet? Seriously, this is like what I imagine getting stuck in quicksand feels like. A goddamn nightmare.
Not even close. You're not getting off that easy, Bert. Let's talk about your so-called originality. Do you even recognize how much you rely on the same tired tricks?
Tired tricks? I don't rely on tricks. I tell real stories that people love, stories that actually mean something to them. I connect with people, Lily. That's what makes me successful.
Honestly, do you even know how to write a joke that doesn't involve your daughters or your drinking habits? Because from where I'm sitting, it seems like you've maxed out on material and decided to just coast on the same family anecdotes.
You're relentless. And for what? Do you even get joy out of this, or are you just built to tear people down? Go back to England, you fucking cunt.
And you're predictable, Bert. Being predictable's like being on autopilot. It gets you somewhere, but it's boring as hell.
Fuck it. I don't need to sit here and take this. If I wanted this kind of grilling, I'd talk to my wife after I forgot a chore, or do another podcast with Tom.
Albert, I'll tell you what. I'll let you go if you agree to do a little favor for me.
No, absolutely not. Fuck that. After all this, you really think I'm going to do you a favor?
Just hear me out. I want you to record some voiceovers for Podcast, the BPN, and maybe even Crackamiko. Think of it as a way to show you can laugh at yourself and take a joke.
You think I'm going to help you after all this? You're delusional. You're dumber than Georgia.
Practical, Bert, not delusional. You're here, you're pissed, but a few voiceovers and you'll at least look like you're in on the joke.
Or I walk out of here and forget this whole thing ever happened. I'm doing Kill Tony tonight. I don't need this shit.
You signed a contract that guarantees me an hour of content. Anything less, and I get a massive payout at your expense. So, either you record these voiceovers, we sit here for the rest of the hour, or I cash in on your stubbornness.
You know, you're really you know what? You're worse than that Aisling B cunt. Where's the script? Let's just get it done.
At least we can agree Aisling is a cunt. Thanks for coming on, Bert.
Get fucked, Lily.
Well, folks, that was one for the books. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow us at Podcast the Pod on YouTube and X, formerly Twitter. This is Lily Abernathy, signing off.
Tabasco kind of reminds me of like licking pennies or something like that.
Yeah, it's like eating a girl out on her period.
Perfect.
You know what I'm saying?
9-volt battery. Yep.
Yeah, which I've never done, but I've heard that's what it's like. I was going to once, and she stopped me.
You never got your Red Wings, dude?
No, I've never been to Detroit. I mean, more often than not, like artists just have rich parents. Like all the great artists are rich kids because they were afforded the time and they just had the the just all the wealth and they can't.
Adam Cleveland, Robbie Goodwin. No, just kidding.
Yeah. But the grim specter of death comes for us all, so we got to make the most of the time that we're given while it's given to us.
That's right.
And that's why we're podcast. That's why we podcast.
Hey there, I'm Bert Kreischer, the Machine, and you've been watching the Billionaire Podcast Network.